Hello everybody, it's your boy Chris here, and today we have a story about Alleyne. Now I know all you just collectively sigh and saying, oh gosh man, Alleyne in Bacchanal again? That is even news at this point. But if you didn't hear about it already, here's the rundown according to Mr. Alleyne himself. A party of officers descended upon Crime Watch Studios around 3:30 p.m. today, Monday 18 September 2017, armed with a fake warrant, searching for what they claim evidence that can assist them in a homicide investigation. Riot squad broke down the door and attempted to seize the studio equipment. However, only the search of equipment was conducted. Now, it's at moments like these that I like to think to myself, why so much people like to hate on my boy Ian so? It always seems like some shit happening to this man, and police are always attacking him. But that's besides the point. What makes this case different is the claim that Honorable Prime Minister Rowley is somehow behind the launch of this Riot Squad attack. No, we as a general public have a unique opportunity here, thanks to Mr. Alleyne's quick thinking, which somehow always miraculously keeps him out of jail. Mr. Alleyne recorded the entire Riot Squad attack and streamed it on social media for the world to see. Now, when I saw this video, the first thing that came to my mind was, what? 3 hours? 3 whole hours of my life I had to waste to see what happened? So I say to myself, fleck that. I'd rather kill myself than waste 3 hours on this trash. But I quickly realized that I already kinda dead on the inside, so I might as well watch it and share the rundown with you all. Now, we start the video when the police came with a search warrant and Mr. Alleyne refused to let them in until his lawyer arrives. He then proceeded to taunt them by telling them to break down the door if they want to go in. Now, as you can see here, this is a classic technique used by most trainees known as bad journalism. This is used to seem like they are in control of a situation that they are clearly not. At 20 minutes into the stream, the police claim that they are looking for footage that will assist them with a homicide investigation. But Alleyne is convinced that this story is a cover-up, just so that they could search for a document that has the potential to expose our Honorable Prime Minister Rowley. Our Honorable Prime Minister, as if such a thing was possible. What kind of blasphemy is this? This conspiracy was sparked by the idea that Dr. Rowley had seen Mr. Alleyne's claim that he had evidence which would expose him and other ministers in fraudulent activities. Mr. Alleyne is therefore convinced that the only reason this is happening is because the police are PNM supporters, only adding to the corruption of the PNM and their control on the public. Corruption in the government? No! Such a thing is unheard of! And before I continue, for all the viewers who like to complain in the comment section, if sarcasm goes over your head and you are offended by political satire, just go rub your ass on a cherry tree or something now, cause I rarely do business with close-minded people anymore. So continuing, at 29 minutes in, Mr. Alleyne's lawyer arrives. However, he is locked outside and police are holding him away, preventing the lawyer to handle things without brute force. According to Alleyne, this was on Rowley's command. Rowley tell these people to lock the lawyer outside. Even if it's not true, which most likely Rowley didn't tell the police personally to keep the lawyer outside. I'm pretty much sure of that. Why in the hell would they lock the lawyer outside? Doesn't Mr. Alleyne deserve the right to have an attorney present? He then insinuated that all the police are under Rowley's payroll. Now, I refuse to believe that in a noble country like Trinidad, bribery exists in the public sector. But if that's somehow true, Rowley, but let me get some of that now. After coming to their senses, the police let the lawyer in. At 35 minutes, the lawyer quickly reads through the warrant and dismisses the validity of the police warrant in a matter of seconds. And if you watch the video, you'll see how very calmly the lawyer discredits the warrant. It left the person in charge of homicide absolutely speechless. You could tell that the man even started to question his own intelligence. If I was to compare the level of mobilization this officer experienced, it would equate to the nuclear strike on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. This man's mind was blown. Could you imagine even the employees had to leave and the police searched their bags too? They're so victimizing these innocent people. If this is the way homicide operates, no wonder we have such a high failure rate in solving crimes. This is absolutely retarded. At 1 hour and 11 minutes, there was even a big confrontation between Ian and the police over the fact that they wanted to break into his studio for a document exposing government corruption rather than finding killers, rapists, and murderers. Then they rough him up and push him out of the way just so that they could break open the door with a sledgehammer. Boy, This even reminds me of another time Mr. Alleyne experienced excessive force from the police.
Don't push up my hand. Don't push up my hand. Alexander, what is this? You come on. What do you want?
Upon being called for the warrant, they just walked away dismissively. At 1 hour and 35 minutes here, we can see how the police are now being forced to just wait for a new warrant. It just goes to show they knew what they were doing was wrong and illegal. Then at 2 hours 13 minutes, they just didn't care anymore. A new police officer shows up refusing to show ID. How the hell are we supposed to know that this is a police officer in the first place? Boy, he probably not even a police officer. He could be a criminal, a vagrant. He could even be Keith Rowley, long lost brother. He then started to search Mr. Alleyne's laptop for the documents. He then started to steal Ian Alleyne's equipment without the proper warrant. This shit is illegal. At the end of the video, Ian Alleyne insists that he wants to speak to the opposition leader to share his information at their rally. He also shows the viewers a destroyed PC. Now, why would they mash up a PC if they are looking for footage to help them with an investigation? They rip out all the electrical wiring and cables. What the actual fuck? You know, at first I was very dismissive about it. Maybe Mr. Alleyne was just paranoid. Maybe the police was really just trying to, get footage to help them solve a crime. And they were not trying to prevent a document exposing the government to be leaked. But if that's the case, why did they destroy the computer? If they were looking for footage, for evidence, that wouldn't make any sense. So as much I would like to say there that we have no proof, this really doesn't add up. So I take what Mr. Alleyne says into consideration, of course with a grain of salt. And I don't even think that they will reimburse him for any of the damages. But it really makes me think. Do we have police officers or paid criminals supposedly protecting this nation? Because after this, I ain't really sure anymore. But that makes you wonder, if Mr. Alleyne's conspiracy is true, then what sort of evidence could he have? Maybe the police break into Ian Alleyne's studio because he had video evidence of all the times Keith Rowley called a woman a jammet. Under the command of Mr. Rowley, the TTPS huffed and puffed and break down the fucking door with a sledgehammer. If he destroyed evidence like this, then he would prove to TNT once and for all that he can respect women. Another theory might be that Mr. Alleyne had leaked information which reveals an audit in which ANV Oil and Gas Limited received $100 million worth of payments for oil that it did not produce. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, I feel I want to work at ANV Oil and Gas Limited because I too want to make money for doing nothing. And in conclusion, we can't prove that the Honorable Prime Minister Keith Rowley was behind this riot squad attack. But the story the police gave really doesn't add up. If this really is true, then is this an attack on Ian Alleyne or is this an attack on freedom of speech? All I can say for sure is that I'm actually scared that the government even targets me for making this video. You might say that's ridiculous, but it's not so ridiculous when a secondary school student makes a video talking about Dr. Keith Rowley and he got arrested, a student, just for talking about him on fucking Facebook in a video. Now that is absolute nonsense. Are we living in a fascist dictatorship? Do we have no freedom of speech? Because it's beginning to seem that we are being oppressed by our government. But what the fuck really happening anymore, really, boy?